Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fire and Maneuver with this Boshin War campaign. Right, so we have done pretty well so far. Once we got past the constant battles at Tobo Fushima, and I was able to start moving through the territories, we have been moving at rapid speed. We've destroyed 3 enemy army groups, and hopefully I'll soon be able to capture the first proper province of the enemy, and including that in my own domain. With that, currently what we've got for us, I'm gonna need some extra cash here. What we've got is, currently we can't attack these directly because the fort walls need to be breached, so I'm gonna have my cannons here bombard the fort, and then it seems like I'm gonna have to bombard this as well if I want to attack it. Yeah. We cannot attack it unless we breach the wall. Now I could continue north, but if I continue north, there's a chance that we will be overstretched, really. As these troops on this side are not as strong. So we might just hold here and bombard here as well. See if we can't force our way through here, making sure that our flank is secure before we march forward. I should also really remember to upgrade my own areas. Now, I think this one is... that is already set for an upgrade. I think this one might... yeah, I can't afford it right now. But yeah, remembering to... What? Wait, where did this army group come from? Did I order this one forward? Hopefully that one hasn't been sitting there for a while, and I've just forgot about it, because that would be bad. Right, but everyone else has moved, right? Great. Right, we're gonna go ahead and end turn. And right now, look, the enemy is on the back foot. I doubt they'll be counterattacking here. Although it should be noted here that the enemy has already discovered or moved into flanking maneuver, so they move faster than me. So we've been seeing them moving twice, so they could be moving very rapidly around here to reorganize and strike us. With that said, let's go ahead and end turn, because otherwise we won't know anything. That's a surprise. We've got a completely new army group. Looks like it's huge. It's got 2 cannons, 2 cavalry, lots of... I don't know which one is the new one. The 3rd army group? Or the 12th? Anyways, there's a huge force bearing down on us here on the plains. The Battle of Izay is about to commence. I have beaten the enemy before, and I'm sure I will beat them again. Suddenly, I'm not as confident as I was to begin with. There is a mighty force of enemies coming down, and to start off with, I did not have a very strong position. I started around here. I feel like moving towards this area is going to do me a lot better. We'll be able to choke the enemy at the river and force their superior force to come in between this area right here, which hopefully I can cover with my artillery. As we now move closer to the enemy, we're going to have the first regiments moving in here. And they're gonna form into line ahead of this enemy force. We actually only need 1 fire at will there. I don't think we're gonna need 2. And then the rest of the force will be marching in. Most important, the 2 Armstrong guns need to find a good home where we can put those 2 guns. Currently, the Armstrong gun's kind of slowing down the entire column as we're moving forward here. And because there's so many units now on the field, both on my side and on theirs, it's going to be more likely that I make a priority mistake where I prioritize a unit over another and the enemy is able to get in a shot early on and might even destroy said unit. So we're moving quickly here. They're setting up in skirmish. We've got quick moving cavalry closing in on us. So now I have the option here because the cavalries are really close to each other. So should I fight there or should I try to start ousting this regiment out of the houses here? I feel as though the cavalry is more important just because I'm more likely to end up losing them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move up in the flank. And we're going to fire twice. And then you are going to move to there. And then fire at will. Or I guess just fire. Then, once that is done, these two will advance. And start firing on this. Now, because I've spent so many points doing that, we don't have that many points for the rest of them. But it's time to start deploying a lot of these units towards a line action. So we get the troops out there. I still have 4 orders left. These are the weaker troops, I feel like. This one is pretty okay. But like these are very weak. I might not even move them at all. Armstrong guns definitely do need to be moved though. I feel like actually setting them up there and there will cover. But the problem is we need really high ground to set them up on to get that proper arc of fire. But I guess if I leave openings in my line, we might be able to shoot through that. With that, let's go ahead and end turn. So it's going to be important to see what happens here. So I'm moving up on the flank. Now the enemy will be able to take these hills. They will be able to fire ahead of... Ah, look at that. He is able to move away. And so there becomes no fight among the cavalry. Then we'll fast forward and we'll see the lines. And we're able to destroy that one, which is great. With that done, I think the important bit here will be to get rid of the cavalry from the front line. You will move into the woods. Both of you heading that way. You will move into line, move into line, move into line, move into line, move into line. Move up. And then cover the crossing. So these two will now cover the crossing. Cannons. Into formation. And then since we got cavalry unit over here, I'm gonna deploy you to this side to kind of cover that. Let's go ahead and move them like this. So now we leave kind of a gap for the artillery to fire through. And no more orders to make. Let's go ahead and end turn. Nothing really interesting is going to happen in this one. I didn't really order any attacks or anything. Ooh, there go. The cavalry is coming really close. And this one's really gunning for my flank. Right, with this turn opening, what we need to do is we need to stop these guys, of course. I'm going to fire twice. I'm going to fire even 3 times on him. You're going to go fire at will. You're going to turn and then go fire at will towards this side. You're going to move up and then you're going to form into line. And I've got 10 orders left. What do we have here? We do have a cannon coming up. You will fire from here. You will move up here and you will fire. And then the larger regiment will move up. At this point, the artillery has the ability to fire, so they will fire through there. And as they move around here, I'm thinking I'm just going to put the cannon on fire at will. Right, let's go ahead and see. So the first thing is we got enemy cavalry closing in on my cavalry. So I didn't decide to move them at all. Okay, the enemy cavalry is moving away, so I spent a lot of points ordering attacks on the cavalry while they weren't even going that way. It's going to be important to get my cavalry units away from this, because right now they're getting surrounded by the enemy cavalry. But we are going to get in a kill on this unit, I think. Because he moved forward and he's still within range of these units. So you will fire twice. And then the second unit will move up and fire twice. And I think that's enough to break down that regiment. Yes. And let's fast forward. We fire the cannon over there. Right, cavalry needs to get the hell out. Problem here is they're gonna kind of block each other as they move out. If any of their cavalry moves up, they could block me moving away. We're gonna move away. You're gonna move like that. You're gonna move like that. They're both gonna be at fire at will. This guy definitely might move away. Set up for fire at will. And then, I guess, just the cannons. Oh, it's already set to fire at will. You will move into line. Maybe I should have fired with the cavalry. We do have orders here. Maybe I should try and actually cross the bridge, kill this cannon. It has yet to deploy. So we're gonna move up. Can you fire when you're like that? Yeah, you can. Go ahead and kill him. And then fire at will. Fire at will. Is there anyone else that just spend some fire at will points here and there? Right, let's start it. First thing to see if the cavalry gets away, which they do. I'm sure this one's gonna move up and shoot. Ooh, we've got a charge. And it was a rear charge on my cavalry. It was not able to get away. However, the enemy is gonna stick. I ordered my unit to fire on them. That's gonna break my cavalry. This is just like how I do it in Napoleon, where I constantly end up losing my cavalry. So that cavalry unit is lost. Probably would have been better to have them fire on the enemy. But at this rate, I've taken down 3 of their units. They've taken down 1 of mine. We've got another cannon over here. Could be that maybe I'm able to kill that one as well. You will hold your positions. Cavalry. Can you set up here? Fire in their back. Maybe it would have been more important to actually fire this guy first. You will turn, fire at will. You will hold and fire at will. You will move forward. I've got you on fire at will, so you'll stay on fire at will. And then lastly here the cannon will continue to bombard these and then end turn. Now this guy might decide to continue his glorious charges into this regiment before I'm able to fire. But I'm chasing down their cannon over here. They're bringing in, what is this now? Guard unit. No, it's guard cavalry. Standing now straight in front. Now these two, or at least this one's on fired will. If he charges here, this unit is kind of screwed. Oh, look at how they moved over here. That's interesting. He should be at fired will, so he should be able to get at least one shot off. Right. And is this guy going to be able to fire? I guess not. I feel like it's more important to save the line units, because they are more important to me. So I'm gonna fire on the guard units before I try to get my cavalry out of there. And then we bring these up. You will hold. You will hold. The cannons will blast. What I could do is I could possibly turn the cannons over there and have them fire on these. And for the last bit here, I want to just go through and see if there's any units that I forgot that I could possibly set on fired will. Alright, let's see how this goes. So this is going to be an important bit. Good amount of damage. Oh, they charged the cavalry over there. And it looks like both units actually charged. So, my cavalry destroyed. Lost. However, they were never the strong part of my army, were they? What I can actually do is I can start moving these infantry units more over to this side, allowing more free range for my cannons. The enemy would have to come through here, get fired on the flanks, and the cannons would tear them up. Right, so we've got the enemy cavalry over there. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to start moving these units over to the side. Fired will. Fired will, and so on, and you will be set in your positions. And now the cannons will fire. And with that we'll end turn. Let's go ahead and see what the cavalry does. The AI definitely has got a better cavalry game than I do, as my cavalry got outmaneuvered and destroyed. Okay, it went pretty well. The cavalry didn't. Their cavalry didn't move at all. Let's go ahead and can I fire? No, the village is in the way, I guess. You can fire twice, and you can fire. I guess I just thought the village was in the way. You will be on fired will. These are on fired will, and then the cannons will rip through the enemy's lines. I feel like I couldn't. I feel like I couldn't fire on those, which I couldn't. So instead, the cannons will be focusing in there, and then the second cannon will be focusing in there. Right, are they gonna move the cavalry this time around? I mean, throughout this campaign, the damage most of the time that the enemy has done on me is through cavalry charges. It rarely has been them firing with their infantry on me. Now, they moved off the hill, but they still got a unit up there that will be hit by the artillery. And this one will certainly be hit. The cavalry moved in now on our prepared positions. Got absolutely destroyed. And now we've got, here in the end, we've got the my artillery blasting away at the enemy. And I got that just as the round ended. Okay, so we got quite a few of these guard units coming around, which we don't like. So we're gonna have to prepare to receive those fellas. Right, looks good. Fired will. It's all set along these lines. Back to the cannons. We haven't yet to break a unit, but I feel like I will be able to get some good cannon shots now. With that, let's start. So the important bit is going to be what happens on this side. So their guards are moving forward. Not within range though. Ooh, they're moving into column. That's a juicy target. But as of yet, there's no targets for us to fire on. Their cavalry is sticking on the hill. The thing is, like, when the enemy fires, they're bloody. When they kill my units stay dead. When I kill them, their units do not stay dead. So while they constantly end up losing their troops, you see, set up. He can't fire on me, can he? But he's that's a very strong unit, and there's quite a lot of them coming down there. It's going to be important to... damn it, that is not how we're going to do it. Turn. Fire. Since this one already has lost a company, it's kind of important that I protect him. So we're going to fire there. And what I'm thinking is, because they're drawing more and more troops over to this side, I should actually start moving forward here. So we'll be moving over here. Oh, this one can actually form square, and now I'm guessing this is why I couldn't be able to form square before, because I guess we didn't have enough companies. And it's the bigger regiments that can form square. Have I forgot anyone? No, I have not. Let's go ahead and see if the enemy wants to advance on this side. Ooh. Both of these fired. Ooh, and we lost a company. We're gonna have to retreat here. Now, we destroyed these guys, but this regiment is now in dire need, falling back, as this guard unit is tearing them apart. Oh, they didn't... This is the thing, like, it's very important to prioritize right what unit you move and when you move them. So these didn't move away, and so I managed to get... Oh, they did change position, I guess. It looked like they were moving that way. So they were moving in so they could... so they were moving away. With this one has 2. Now, it could be dangerous because these guys could fire immediately, so if I decide to put them in column and then move away, I could get absolutely destroyed. So it might be better just to have them move to become reserves here. So that's the first move. Second move will be to fire this one, because otherwise there's a risk of the troops crossing here to be caught out. And also now, because these guys might be turning the flank, I'm gonna move this unit up through here, because he needs to kind of stop them from coming further. And then my artillery has no targets. I could possibly be moving forward here, actually. Ooh, that's a great hit. And with that, we'll end turn. The day is also coming to an end. So it looks like we're gonna have to go for a second day of battle. Alright, they managed to fire upon us while we were in column. However, it wasn't as bad as one might have imagined. Ooh, they move in line before I move up. Move into line, then fire upon them, and then have the artillery blast them as well. Great shot, and they're gone. The enemy is down to 49%. Let's see what goes on here. I will be able to fire on this guy. And then I will be I feel like I will be bringing all of these guys forward. So this is where we'll focus the action here, because we need this guy is now within range of the enemy, so we will be focusing. So you will step forward, and I wish you could have fired on this one, but you'll fire on this one instead. You will move slightly on an angle, fire on this. I guess you will fire, and then you will move up, and you will fire there. So now we got tons of stuff going on here. You are not within range, and I feel like moving forward will bring you up to too many enemies. So instead we're going to focus over here. And we're going to have these two advancing, firing. And then the artillery will be set to fire at will, and that will go for both of them because they no longer have anything to target. And in the dying hours of the battle, let's see if we cannot do some proper damage on these guards. Front hit -2. What are they bringing up here? Cannons. The AI have a really hard time. Oh, they've got bloody Gatling guns. They have a hard time deploying their cannons, except for the Gatling guns. Ooh, we're doing lots of good damage here. Unfortunately, the day will be done, more or less, so we won't be able to continue as much. I would have, of course, hoped to end this on the first day and not continue into a second day, but there's no way I'll be able to run them down from 42% to below 25 in a single turn. We can try, but I doubt that is what's going to happen here. Put a lot of hurt on these guys. Now he's on their hill. You might be able to fire on this guy. Are you within? No. But you might as well march forward. Cannons. You are able to fire. You are not. And there we have it. So we're gonna focus in on what's gonna go down here. I don't know what they keep doing here. Keep rotating. Ooh, bold move through the front there. Moving right in front of the artillery. It's too late though to move through there. So they're not going to be able to do anything moving through there. And it looks like I should have probably focused on one individual regiment there to break it down, rather than focus on both of them. And we were able to break this one down, so that's good. But there we have it. I think that will be the end of the first day. Now, we ended up losing 2 cavalry regiments and then 2 companies in the 27th. They're focusing in here. This time around, we might actually focus going up through here just because there's no point in moving all the way over to the side now when we are more equal in numbers. And these are the positions for the second day. We've been moving up. The enemy is really close at this point. We're gonna go ahead and deploy this regiment. Can I turn him on an angle? That does not matter. He will just then stay in line and be fired will. And then these can deploy. So you will move up and then... Oh, it's the wrong regiment. I should move the one in the back up. The one in the back? Oh no, it's the wrong guys. I should have these guys there. There we go. And then you... There. And then these... These should actually be out here. Huh. Alright. You two will make it up to the hill though. And then we've got the... Which one were these? One of these is Sachu and the other one's the Tosa. Or however it is. So everyone's moved now. Except you. You will be moving over there. And then the cannons need to deploy. And then I have 3 orders left for fire. Which is a little bit too late to fire, but there we go. I will prioritize my men moving into the right positions here at the start rather than firing early on. I don't think we would have been able to catch them out of formation. So at the start here, the important bit will be to deploy these 2 into line so they're not destroyed. And then I think return fire as soon as possible on the enemy down there. And then it would be really nice to break the flank immediately. And then we'll continue to fire over here. We can't get any, but we can get the artillery, and then you will deploy into line and then start moving up through the woods. Actually, you can move into the woods and then fire from there, and then we'll be able to bring this guy up. But I guess we'll just settle for you moving into the reserve here. And that's it. So the starting point is these guys forming into line, making sure they not get fired upon while in unorderly formation or in column, which would be really deadly. Now we're gonna focus in a lot of fire on these guys, break them, and then hopefully bring these 2 units up, and now they will be able to support in a flanking maneuver against these. And then full frontal force by cannon and musket fire brings down one of these units. Well, it's Spencer rifles. A lot of my units have just Spencer rifles rather than muskets. And I ended up winning. Within getting into contact with the enemy unit, I'm able to win by breaking them down within 2 turns. Now the problem here is, let's actually go back to the campaign map and take a look at what the problem is. Now the problem I have here is we're ending up in a position where we won't be able to push on these 2 bloody armies before we are able to break down the walls, so I could end up playing this battle over and over again, and having lost my cavalry kind of sets a precedent that I might lose more troops in the following battles. Now, they deployed 30,000 against our 15,000. They took 21,000 casualties, where of which 12,000 recover. Still means that 9,000 lay dead on the field. I took 2,600 casualties, where 900 were recovered. Now the thing is, I keep counting these big numbers of their troops that are gone, like 9,000. However, they have a lot of these that are well upgraded, and so I of course get a lot of troops in reserve every turn. The AI probably gets a bonus as well for being the high difficulty. So as much as I would want to see a lot of that the attrition actually takes effect on them, and they soon enough won't be able to replenish all of their troops, most likely is that that's not really the case. They took a long time to run through their turns. I'm not entirely sure what they were doing. Well, one part they seem to be doing is that a lot of their units have received reinforcement. A lot of these smaller forces are now well upgraded. Like this one has 2 cannons, 5 units, and 2 cavalry all of a sudden. And this one also gets quite the reinforcements. It used to have 2 infantry units and a Gatling gun. It's now increased a lot further. We still cannot attack. I'm sure we just gotta keep bombarding here, which is not great. Given the situation, I mean, there's no like really important ground for us to hold. So maybe what I should do is try to do what I did before. And so we pull back, try and trap them again, and destroy them. Especially now that my reinforcements are closing in. I should actually count the tiles, which, if it's easier to move a certain way, because it feels like we're moving through so many areas to get to the right place. But I'm sure they calculated that. I'm a little bit like, this one's gonna take forever anyways to get up there, so I might as well try and take this out. I don't know if we get anything from that. Maybe we don't. It might be easier just to move towards the right area. Let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, my cavalry units were destroyed. They're not coming back. The enemy units got back. Annoying. I feel as though this area we keep fighting over is not a good area to fire over or fight over, so I'm gonna pull back. And seeing as though these two have increased their amount of troops, we're gonna pull back here as well. And what I will do is we will increase the amount of troops for the armies. So let's see, this group needs... It is pretty strong to begin with. This one's getting a cannon, but it's not an Armstrong gun. Should be an Armstrong gun. I feel like we just need to pile on a few more infantry on these. We do have the new British ones. Could they come in and aid for this army? Howitzer would also be interesting. But maybe I have 5,000. We should go for what has worked before and what is quite cost effective. But at the same time, I kind of want Saga the Main to like be Saga the Main. So we're gonna get one more of this, one more there. And cavalry, I don't really use cavalry that well, so we'll skip that for that. We will get another infantry for you. And actually another infantry for you. So we have 2 of those, and then one of the Kitai units. So that'll boost their strength. This one need to be boosted. So we'll bring in another one of these. And this division definitely needs something better as well. These cost 750, which isn't that bad. And they're pretty strong, they're big units, so we'll get that for that one. And then my best army. We should have, I mean, we have 3 of these, so we should have 3 of these, right? So we get another one of those. This army that's coming up, I think that's fine. And then you that's coming up, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll save a bit of cash to make sure that we like keep on the up and up here. And what I want to do is maybe upgrade this area and this one as well. So we run through everything. You've moved and everyone's moved. Right. We ended up in quite a difficult situation here. We have kind of been forced to pull back by superior numbers in terms of what the shoguns are bringing. Also interesting, their enthusiasm or their like willingness to fight has steadily been increasing. So now it's at 40%. So it's not as bad as it was. Like I think we brought it down to 25% at its lowest point, but it's been gaining as we're moving forward. Right. With that, I'm gonna end the video here. So we did have a big battle. It was inconclusive, and in fact it ended up as kind of a defeat for me, because I was forced to pull back. I wasn't gonna sit there, fight these big battles continuously. Hopefully, what we can do is that we can get, you know, lure the enemy in and have another battle where I am able to surround and destroy them. I also... Why can't I get a Gatling gun? Like, I want Gatling guns as well, not just the enemy. But there we have it. We're moving rather slow. I thought, you know what, this is going to be a pretty easy campaign. No, it certainly wasn't. And on those words, I'm going to end it right here. So, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye.